Hello everyone, welcome back to another lesson, and in this lesson we will continue learning a few more essential Chinese characters. So let's look at the first character of today's lesson. Very well, I know it might look a little bit difficult, but don't worry, we will write it very slowly and you will learn it in no time. There are a lot of easier characters that we could have learned, but I chose this one because of its importance. Sometimes there are some really essential Chinese characters that we need to learn in order to make some proper sentences. They might look a little bit difficult at first, but don't worry, you will master them. You will see them so often and you will have to write them so often that you will just memorize them like your own name. So let's write the character here. You also do it with me. 1, 2, okay, 2 lines like this, very easy. And then 1 line, okay, that's 3. Each line is a stroke. And then 4, okay, did you see it with 1 motion? 5, 6, looks like a reverse E. Then you go down like this, and lastly this one and this one. Don't worry, we're gonna write it many more times. Let's write the pinyin. This one is, it's not hen, it's hen. Hen, it's a third tone. Hen, third tone means we start high, we go down, and then we go up again. Hen. Try to say it with me. Hen. Hen. Hen means very. When you say very good or very big, very small, very anything is hen. It's one of the most important Chinese characters. Let's write it again. 1, 2, okay, 3. So any difficult Chinese character, once you break it down, once you learn it part by part, it becomes easier. First, only write this one. 1, 2, 3. Okay? Write as many times as you need. 3. 1, 2, 3. After you mastered it, after you thought this is very easy, then we can go to the next part. So first we write the easy part again. And then this one, okay? Actually, we have already learned this small part when we were making that square. 1, 2, remember? 3. This was one of the parts. So we already know how to write this one. It's just in a different place. And then 1, 2, okay? Just make another 2 small lines. And then 1 line from here. Then go up a little bit. So it's not just 1 straight line down, you go up a little bit. And then 2. Okay, let's try again. 1, 2, 3, 4. This one from the square. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Hen, hen, hen. Let's write it one more time. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I stop here, but you continue writing it 10 times, 20 times in different days until you master the character, okay? Now we said hen means very. We can make a useful phrase now. We learned that da means big, right? Da, we studied big, small, and middle in the previous lessons. If we say hen da, it becomes very big. You want to say something is very big, you can just say hen da. This thing is big, that thing is big, hen da. It's very, very useful. Try to say it out loud. Hen da, hen da. Now we can also say very small. How to say very small? Say very. Hen. How to say small? xiǎo, So 很小. 很小 means very small. Now it's time to talk about tone changes. There are a few really easy tone changes in Chinese, some rules that we need to learn. And I remember ever since learning them many years ago, I still remember them very well, and they're very easy to master. Now the first rule is, when you have two characters that are third tone, like 很小, the first one that is the third tone, it just becomes the second tone. So 很小 becomes 很小. It still sounds very similar, but it's just an important rule that you need to remember and memorize. 很小, although it's written third tone, but when we pronounce it, it's second, third. So that's the first rule. The second rule, we'll talk about it in a bit. It is equally easy. Alright, that was the first character, 很, meaning very. Now let's take a look at the second character of today's lesson. Alright, this one is very easy. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4. Only 4 strokes. This one is 不, 不. Say it with me. 不, 不. 不 means no or not. When you want to say something that is not big, not small, not fast, not high, not low, you say 不. So how to say not small? 2, 3, 4. That was 不. And then, if you remember, 不小. 不小 means not small. Now how to say not big? 不大. Okay? 不大. 4, 4. Let's write it as well. 不大. Now here's the second rule. You remember the first rule? If we said there were two third tones, the first one becomes the second tone. So it will become second, third. Now the second rule is, if we have two four tones, look at this one, 不大, the first one becomes the second tone. So it will be pronounced as 不大. 不大. This is especially true when we're using a character like this, like 不, because there are so many Chinese words that are made of two characters that are both fourth tone and have no problem. So this rule applies when we're using the 不, okay? So instead of saying 不大, it becomes 不大. That's it. These are all the rules that you need to remember. 4, 4, it becomes 2, 4, and third becomes second, third. That's all you need to remember and learn. And don't worry, once we start using it, once we start saying a few sentences, it will just become a second nature and you will master it very easily. So how to say not big? 不大. 不大, okay? 不大, second, fourth. 不小. 不小, not small, and 不大. 不大. Second, fourth. Very well, let's take a look at the next character. Okay, it's a very easy character. 1, okay, 1 stroke, 2, and 3. We're going to write it many more times. This one is NU, 2 dots, and like this. This 2 dots makes U, Ü, so it will be pronounced as 女, 女. Say it out loud. 女, third tone. 女. This character means female or woman. Okay, let's write a few more times. 1, and right in the middle, start the second one and third. Okay, 1, 2, 3. It's a beautiful character. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 女, 女, 女. Okay, you keep writing it as many times as you need. And remember, you come again tomorrow, the day after tomorrow, and write it again 10 times, 20 times until you master it very, very well. Now, if you remember, I said most of the Chinese words are made of 2 characters. This character by itself, it represents the meaning of woman or female. But in order to say woman, we need another character. Okay, so let's take a look at that character. Very well, it's not very difficult. You also try to write it with me. 1, okay, it's very similar to the 2 lines that we made. 2, 3, then 1 longer line. Okay, this is first tone, shēng, shēng, shēng. Say it out loud. Shēng. This means to be born, okay? If you look at the oldest way of writing this one, it looks like a piece of grass sprouting from the ground. So I hope this image will help you remember this character better. First, let's write it a few more times. 1, okay? And then, if you remember, when we said number 2, it looked like this. So we're just gonna write 2 lines, just like number 2, and then 1 line cutting them from the middle, and then 1 longer line. Let's do it again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It's a beautiful character. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'm happy to write these characters because this is also a good practice for me. We all need to practice. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Shēng, shēng, shēng. Now, if we say, what was this? We just studied it. 女, and then 女生, 女生. So when you say 女, woman or female, and this character 生, 女生, it means woman or even a girl. When you say I'm a girl, you say something something, 女生. You will learn it in future lessons. So 女生 as a word means female or woman. Very well, let's look at the next character as well. Alright, you might have already realized that half of the character is 女, a woman. So, if you write it again, this part we already know because we just studied it. Only this part is new. 3. And once I explain it, it will become very, very easy to remember and learn. This is hāo, hāo, okay? Hāo, third tone, hāo. This word means good. This part, if you remember, I said it means woman or female. And this one, this small one, 1, 2, 3, this one means child, okay? So a woman and a child together became a character. They mean good. That means in Chinese, the idea of a woman and a child together represents goodness or something very good, okay? So a woman and a child together becomes the character hāo. Let's write it again. That's why it's so important to learn the basic characters and master them, because these shapes, you will see them again and again and again in many, many more characters. This one as well. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. This is all one part, okay? These are not two separate characters. Together they sound how, okay? How. Now let's look at the last character of today's lesson. Very well, I can already see some similar shapes. 1, 2. I mean, this is very similar to the other shape that we made, but it was only 2 lines. This one is 1 line. And then 1, 2, okay? And then this is xiǎo. We already know this one. So this shape that we learned before helped us to learn this character a lot faster. This one as well. So each shape that you learn will help you to learn the next character a lot faster. This one is ni. Ni means you. And now if we say ni hao, it means how are you? Or you good. Something like, are you good? How many of you already know ni hao? But now you can pronounce it well. You can also write it. And if you look at the ni hao, it's third tone. So it becomes second tone, third tone. Okay? So it will sound like ni hao, second, third. Let's write it again. 1, 2, 3, 4, and then the small, a woman, and the child. So separately it is ni hao, but we know that ni becomes second when we read it, and third will stay the same. Ni hao means how are you, okay? And with these characters, we can already make a few more words. If we say very good, we can say 很 very, 好 good, 很好 very good. If we say not good, 不好 okay? Once we learn how to say I or I am, we will be able to make a lot of more sentences and even have a small conversation. But for now, let's just learn 很好 very good and not good, 不好 We learned some very important and essential Chinese characters in this lesson. Try to write them again tomorrow and the day after tomorrow and even later. Why? Because there's a very good chance, even if you learn them very well today, when you come back tomorrow, you might have forgotten one or more of these words or characters. But every time you learn them again, you're one step closer to remembering that thing forever. So your homework for today is to write all the characters that we studied in this lesson, each character 10 times, and also all the words that we made, 很好, 不好, 女生, each one of them 10 times, okay? This is the end of lesson 5, and I will see you in the next lesson.